At 18 years old, Mikhail Balashov looked like an ordinary Moscow teenager. He played ice hockey as a defenseman for the youth team Kometa '06, studied at Moscow school number 1547, and lived the life of thousands of young people in Russia's capital. But behind this normal image was something very different. A young extremist leader building a neo-Nazi cell, a group known as Paragraph 88. Investigators linked the group to the wider NSWP, National Socialism White Power Movement, an international far-right ideology built around racial nationalism and white supremacy. Russian authorities later classified the organization as a terrorist group and banned it. According to investigators, Balashov, known as Lyuber, after Moscow Lyuber's district where he was from, recruited teenagers who shared neo-Nazi and racist views. The group targeted migrants, people from non-Slavic backgrounds, and LGBT people. Their attacks were not only acts of violence, they were recorded. The videos were allegedly uploaded online to humiliate victims, spread fear, and promote extremist propaganda. Members of Paragraph 88 carried out a series of attacks in Moscow, including Bitsevsky Forest. The method was calculated. A 16-year-old female accomplice was reportedly used to contact victims online and arrange meetings. When the victims arrived, investigators say they were attacked, beaten, robbed, and humiliated. Their assaults were filmed. The group carried out at least 6 attacks between 2022 and 2023. Several defendants later admitted involvement in the assaults, although they claimed they were fighting against people they considered enemies. But the investigation soon moved beyond street violence because Paragraph 88 was preparing something far more serious, an assassination. In July 2023, Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, announced the arrest of members of Paragraph 88. Balashov and his associate Igor Savyliev were involved in a plot to kill Russian journalists Margarita Simonyan and Ksenia Sobchak. The alleged payment $50,000 for Simonyan's murder. Investigators claim Sobchak was considered as an earlier possible target. According to the official version, the group was first given sabotage tasks, including attack on railway infrastructure. After that, they received instructions to conduct surveillance and prepare an assassination. Balashov tracked Simonyan's movements. Investigators then said he was given coordinates to a hidden garage in Moscow containing an AK-47 rifle, ammunition, and money. When Balashov arrived to collect the weapons, FSB officers arrested him. After his arrest, the FSB released interrogation videos showing Balashov confessing. In one video, he says, I created the neo Nazi group, Paragraph 88. He claimed the group had received instructions connected to Ukrainian intelligence, but the circumstances surrounding the confession became controversial. Friends and supporters of Balashov later claimed he was tortured before the official interrogation. They alleged that FSB officers took him to a garage, beat him, used electric shocks on his body, and forced him to give statements before investigators officially arrived. They claim he suffered injuries, including bruises, scars, and numbness in his fingers. Independent Russian media reported those allegations. Russian authorities did not accept the accusation and continued the prosecution. On June 3rd, 2026, a military court delivered its verdict against 12 members of Paragraph 88. Mikhail Balashov was only 21 years old when he received his sentence, 25 years in prison. A former teenage hockey player was now facing most of his adult life behind bars. Igor Savyliev received 15 years. Other members of the group received sentences ranging from 6 years to 18 years. The convictions included charges connected to terrorism, extremism activity, inciting hatred, robbery, hooliganism, illegal weapons possession, and preparing murder. After the verdict, audio recording appeared online, allegedly containing the final words of one of the defendants. The speaker showed no remorse. One line stood out: dozens of murders that, unfortunately, we did not manage to commit. The statement praised extremist ideology, rejected the court's authority, and presented the defendants as fighters rather than criminals. For investigators and critics of the group, the recordings showed the mindset behind paragraph 88. I believe that violence was not a crime but a mission. The case of Mikhail Balashov became a symbol of a new generation of extremist recruitment, teenagers drawn into online communities, radical ideology spreading through encrypted chats and social media, violence recorded and shared as propaganda. Balashov's story began on a hockey rink in Moscow. It ended with a 25 years prison sentence. A young man who wanted to become part of an extremist movement instead became one of its most visible prisoners. The rise of paragraph 88 shows how online hate can move from screens into the real world, how quickly a teenage fantasy of power can turn into a life behind bars.